right, so it is December 27th. It is approximately 11:40 a.m. This will be a reading on Eminem. So let's get started. Um, I'm going to use these cards just to see if there's any messages that Spirit has for Eminem. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we have direction. All right. Followed by discernment. Okay, so it's looking like when it comes to Eminem, he needs to be very mindful of his surroundings and the way that he is moving. That is the message from Spirit starting off. Pay attention to the direction that you are moving in, Eminem. What direction the people that are surrounding you in that direction as well. What else, Spirit, do you have for Eminem? Yeah. Um, Eminem is moving in a direction that's obviously, we have transcendent right here. Okay. And with that, it's going to take him, he's going to need to have strength, right? So let's just read about transcending. Where's the fucking book? Okay. All right. We got time today. We got time today. Like, I love Eminem. A lot of people don't know that, but I love Eminem. Like, I literally buy his albums, not download them. I buy them. For real. Eminem, all that. Okay, here we go. Transcendence. It says, wherever you go, go with all your heart. Okay. So, especially with the direction in the discernment, I think that's where the discernment came in. That when it says, wherever you go, go with your heart. It says, this card is here to let you know that you are entering a shift in your awareness. Okay. Um, and are elevating beyond your usual point of view into a space of transcendence. You will bring, you will be to see the forest for oh, you will begin to see the forest through the trees. And I'm like, huh? Things that always looked at one way might start to look different now. The paradox will flirt with you, and you'll respond in kind. What was once big is now small, and what is once small will seem enormous. Yeah, that's where that strength card come in. A speed of the sign that is physical in dream realm. Please pay attention. That's why that direction and discernment card came out. I'm not for sure. I haven't heard about Eminem in a good little while, or at least no one has told me anything about that's going on with Eminem. When I say I love Eminem, I love Eminem's music. I mean, as any artist, whatever going on in their personal life, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm here for the music. You feel me? That's what it is. It's the music. And I think too often people forget about that. That it's the music. Fuck everything else that's going on in their personal life, especially if it ain't affecting you in no type of way. You feel me? Anyway, it says transcending isn't always comfortable. You're gonna need that strength. And can sometimes feel alarming and painful and overwhelming. That's why you need that strength. Rest assured that you're supported through this shift. All right. I love this. I love this. It says, I embody the energy of transcendent in heart, spirit, and mind. I trust all signs and embrace the new energies I continue to find. Yeah. I'm not really, like I said, I don't know if there's anything going on with Eminem right now, but you know, whatever it is, it's gonna take a lot of strength with this strength card coming out, because transformation in any type of way is painful. Shit, like you hurt yourself and then you have to go through rehab. That shit is painful. And anything else, you go through a breakup, that shit is painful, mentally and emotionally. And you have to have strength whenever you're going through some type of transition. And know that I'm gonna be doing all the signs for our energies entering into 2026 after this reading for Eminem too. Just throwing that out there. All 12 zodiac signs. I'll be doing that next, about entering to the new energy for 2026. All right. So that's what we have right there for Eminem. So I'm gonna remove this card and put it up at the top. So we have strength and we have transcendence. And yeah, with resistance being here, you know, it may be resisting the change, you know, or maybe having to have strength to resist certain things that was old, you know, something to that extent, maybe. Yeah. I ain't gonna tell you what was after that. Nope, I'm not telling you. Prism. Okay, it was Prism. Goddamn, get off my ass. It was Prism. See? Do you really want me to read it? You see how I struggle with that there? With that there, do you really want me to read it? Oh, shit. I'm tripping my own self out sometimes. I said we had time today, so why not, right? Right here. It says, you are what you believe in. You become that which you believe you can be. Ha! Interesting. So whenever I see prism, I always think of prison, you know, as if we're trapped in something. If you believe you're trapped, what movie did I watch? I think it was Hurricane. This was years ago. And although like they dude was in prison, Denzel Washington, um, his mind, his physical body was there, but his mind wasn't. His mind didn't have to be there, even though I think that was Hurricane, and he was trapped there, you know, but physically, but not mentally. And that's why I feel like this card that's coming out for Eminem, you are what you think you are. You are what you believe you are. So you believe something different, then that's what you are. Basically, I feel that's what it's saying. I ain't finna read all of this, but I'll be a good little tarot card reader, and I bring it to you so you can read in case you want to read it, because I don't want to read it. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much to have to read that. So you can pause it, and then you can just read that right there. Look at it. Look at it. All right, and come to your own conclusion with that. Okay. Because although we have time, I do have other things to do. All right. So that's that. Let's put it up here because I'm nominated again. All right. So this is what I want to do next. I want to use these cards right here. Now, I wanted to ask the question that has always been on my mind. I don't know about anybody else, but it's always been on my mind because it's just how I feel. And I'm pretty sure everybody else done had this conversation or this debate, especially early on when Eminem had first came out, because I know I did. And still to this day, I tell everybody that I personally feel that Eminem is the blackest person that I know. Sorry. I mean, not that I know, but that, you know, when you say I know, like you know what I mean. Like seriously, that's just my personal opinion. I'm not gonna throw nothing else out there, but let's just see what comes out with the cards. That's just how I feel. So let's just see what comes out with the cards. I want to say over here, you know, how does it feel, you know, basically to feel black on the inside, but be presented as non-black on the outside, if you know what I mean. All right, so here we go. Eminem. Tapping into the energy of Eminem. How does it feel to feel black on the inside, but be presented as not black on the outside? Okay. So I'm going to cut the deck in half after I get done shuffling, and one side will be over here and one side will be over there. All right. And whatever comes out, I'll read it accordingly. At the bottom of the deck, it says fireman. Damn. It says fireman at the bottom of the deck, and it's two people right here. And the reason why that's interesting to me, because we're talking about two different aspects, you know, the way he looks on the outside versus the way he feels on the inside. And then that's crazy too. With this resistance right here, we got two there. But then with that transcending, you see it's like three people here. You feel me? Okay, so let's just see what comes out. Fireman, the bravest, sacrifices for sure. That's how I feel. I feel like Eminem has to be a very, very brave person to come out here and be who he is and say the things that he say and move how he do. But then you got this guy, you know, who doesn't look like that. You see what I'm saying? And it's not a racist thing or anything like this. I'm just having a conversation with the cards. I mean, I love Eminem. I wish I could shake his hand like I would shake it with a firm handshake, you know, straight up. I would not dap him up, and no, I would shake that brother's hand. But anyway, I do feel he's a very heroic person, and I do feel like he's a very brave person, you know. So let's just cut the deck. And then it says friends. It says the keeper of a trust. And it says support and companion and sharing joy. Interesting. It's a dog on here. And it's crazy because we know when we see a dog and we see and the connection when it comes to a dog, you know, it says friendship right here. But when I see dog like that, I always think, when I see dogs, period, and especially, you know, in this aspect of it, I see loyalty, I see happiness, just joy, sharing joy. That's what it says at the bottom of the deck, sharing joy. All right. So when it comes to Eminem, how does it feel to be presented, it to be non-black on the outside but feel black on the inside? I'll get it together. All right. Okay. Now, this is what I'm going to do. Cut it in half. So this is going to be the inside. This is going to be the outside. All right, here we go. Inside. Wait. What did I say? This is going to be the inside. No, I said the outside and inside. My bad. Here we go. Outside. Side. Okay. Educator is at the bottom of the deck. Let me teach you motherfuckers a thing or two. What it means to... Yo, let's go. Educator. Ooh. You see what's that? Guide, mentor, teacher. Let me tell you a little something about... Ooh. What else? How does it feel to be Eminem on the outside? Wow. Two more, please. How does it feel to be Eminem on the outside? Okay, I'm gonna take this one. So I was like, wow, because this card had came out, and lo and behold, guess what it is? It says community, but it came in the reverse. Damn, I don't know if y'all can see that. Community. Now I'm gonna flip it over so I can read it properly. It's three people on here, and it says neighbors, team, connection, society, and cooperation. Bro, that's crazy as hell. It came in the reverse. Look, it's three kids on here. Straight facts, man. Listen. Oh. Yeah. Because this is how I feel. So this is how I'm thinking, we got a black kid on here. They look like they could be two Caucasian kids, but if you look real good at them, you could tell they mixed with something. Now, ain't none of them, pale, you feel me? But it's in the reverse. That's the trippy part of it. When it came out and flipped, I was like, damn, for real? Because when you think of community, you think about wholeness, loving, family, really. That's how it's supposed to be. It's what they say, it takes a village to raise a child or something like that. It's in the reverse. It's have a lot to do with how he grew up. But one thing's for sure is when you're a kid, you don't really care about color. You don't focus on color when you're a kid. You just focus on having fun with your friends. You don't know nothing bad like that or feel that way as a kid. That's taught. That's taught. Yeah, kids is kids. But team, neighbors, connection, society, and cooperation. Everything but in the reverse. And that's how he feels on the outside. Like, people in my community that should get me, they don't get me. Then, even more so, how I can confirm that is because we have Barber. Everybody knows. Listen, I know from both ends, okay? Cream City, you feel me? Cream City. I know both ends because where I'm at now. But the barbershop, come on, bro, sis. Even at the nail shop, at the salon, stop playing. Yes, I did not do my nails, period. I didn't want to. I think it looks real cute that way. Gives it a little kind of list. I'm just fucking with you. But where'd it go? Yeah. The barber. We know what the barbershop is all about. How many how many movies has Ice Cube made about the barbershop? We know what goes down in the barbershop. We know what goes down in a beauty salon. It's a place. It's in your community. You come together, and sometimes it can be like this. Sometimes it can be like this because that's where all the bull go down. That's where all the gossip goes down and everything. But my point is, when it comes to the guys in the barbershop, that's where they talk and they talk about life and they just, they just enjoy themselves. Sometimes if I go to the barbershop, they don't even be getting their hair cut or nothing. They just go there because that's what men do. You know what I'm saying? This is their, that's like they man cave. They public man cave. It is at the good the barber shop. You know what the barber shop is. He wants to be part of the barbershop, but no one want reindeer gang. No one would let poor reindeer because he stuck out with his Rudolph with your nose so bright. Won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Nobody want to play with him because he looked different. People always have a lot of shit to say about Eminem because he looks different. But as I will say, and I'll argue with anybody, the realest black person I know, or the realest black person I would love to meet, like for real. Seriously. Hell, even realer than me. I'm not even as real as Eminem, and I keep it a buck. A buck. But not even him, not as much as Eminem do. See, and that's me keeping it a buck. I can be honest and I can say that. I'm not even as real as that motherfucker. For real. You know? But we have creator at the bottom of the deck. And it says weaver of imagination, innovation, and it talks about invention and realization. The realization of it all is I am whatever you say I am. No difference than when we have got that card, the prism card. You are what you say. You are what you become. So the realization is I am whatever it is that you say I am. But he's realizing that no, I'm not, and I don't have to be. No, I'm not, and no, I do not have to be what you say. He's great at doing what he do with his music, hands down. In this order, sorry, Eminem, Lil Wayne, and Kanye. Sorry, it's just how I feel. It's music, and that's really what it should all boil down to. It's just music. Everybody love what they love, and they have their own opinion of how they feel. That's just how in that order. No, I'm sorry. It's not the Biggie. It's not the Tupacs. It's not the Jay-Z's. It's not even the Nas, and I love Nas. I wish he would come do some more shit, like for real. But everybody has their preference. Eminem number one. Fucking Lil Wayne number two, and then Kanye before he got you know. So that's that. So that's on the outside. That's crazy. That's on the outside. Let's see about the inside. Okay. So on the inside we have farmer, and it says harvest, and it talks about land on the inside. Harvest, and it talks about land. Ain't that something? Now on the inside, mind you, we talking about the black side, right? How it feels to be black on the inside. So these are the inside bars. Farmer, and it says cultivation, and it says harvest, and it says land. Boy, this is funny to me. This is so funny to me. How often does people talk about they 40 acres in their mule? How often does people who look like me talk about their 40 acres in their mule? If you, if you got 40 acres in your mule, farmer, this is your harvest. This is how you feed. You live off the land. That's how it is for a lot of people in the South. they live off the land, or that's how it used to be, for the black people living off the land, as we all should be doing right now anyway. You feel me? But farmer, cultivation, look it up. What else, M? Two more, please. How does it feel to feel like a black person on the inside? Anything else? You see? So, I could tell this card right here came out in the reverse, but this one is in the correct position. This one here, it kind of it flew out, but it's sideways. Now, people will have to tell me because I don't know. As I said, when I say I am a fan of Eminem, I am a fan of his music. I buy albums. I do not download them. I go to the store and I buy them. Okay? So, we got Gang. I can't make it up. but it's sideways now. Is my shit cocked? It is. Fuck. Let me turn it right. Nah, fuck that. But with Gang being here, I don't know if Eminem is in a gang or was in a gang or affiliated in a gang. I wasn't. I just like rocking my shit to the left. It is what it is. A motherfucker want to come at me left, it is what it is. But it's my hat. I can wear my shit this way. I can wear it straight. I can wear it back. I can wear it whichever way I want to. This is what I choose to do. No, nigga ain't in no gang. Nah. But this card right here is halfway. Like, I don't know if this means having to make a decision to be in a gang or not be in the gang. As a sometimes as a black person growing up, you are forced to choose to, not forced to choose, but you get in a situation where you choose to either be in one or not be in one. So I don't know if that was something that he was up against. I don't know. But what it says brotherhoods of shadows. It says underworld, transactions, violence, and criminality. So this is probably how he has felt on the inside, as when it comes to being like a black person on the inside. So maybe he has felt this way on some type of level, or half of him or something like that, or I don't know, because it came out sideways. Now, I want to look at the card that came out in the reverse, so let's turn it over. Wow. That's crazy. So we got Magician, but it came out in the reverse. Let me turn it over so I can read it. It says, channeler of power, potential, magic, illusion, and manifestation. I dig it. Because as a black person, I don't think that people really know how powerful that they are. I don't think they understand that when it comes to this gang shit, you don't. It doesn't even have to be a choice for you. You feel me? Because remember, early on, I was like forced, but this right here doesn't even have to be a choice, because with this Magician card being in the reverse, you can turn this all around. It doesn't have to be this way. But I feel that when it comes to Eminem, this is how he feels, the Magician in the reverse. And the Magician in the reverse is not a good feeling. But I understand. Although I'm not a black man, even though my balls is bigger than most niggas I know. Just kidding. Just fucking kidding. I get it. I get it. I get it. Man, I don't have to raise 7 boys. I get it. I get it. So, let's turn it over. This is the one in the correct position. Let's see what it has to say. Wow. Lawyer, keeper of justice, cases, defense, if you choose to go down this route, that's probably why I was in a halfway position. With the magician being in the wrong position, all hell gonna break loose, which means you have to have a lawyer. Because this right here, hey, I could look at the glass as half full. You ain't got to be nothing this. You could be an attorney. You could be a lawyer. I can say that. But I'm feeling more so like when you in this position, like with gang and magician being this way, you'll have to deal with things of this nature. And I'm like really believing this because I just found out today because I'm like, I'm gonna do this reading for Eminem, and I didn't know he was a Libra. He's a Libra. And what do we have right here? If you look real good. If you look real good, right there. You see it? You see what I see? Do you see what I see? Oh, for sure. So we can look at this as having to have a lawyer fight on your behalf because of some type of injustice. And this is what a lot of black people, young black males, end up having to deal with. Because although they have the power to make things differently in their life, it ends up in this position in the reverse more than likely because of some type of gang affiliation. I'm not saying that. Like I said, it doesn't always have to be gang affiliation. It could be family issues. It could be mental issues, emotional. It could be anything. But lots of times it really is this. The bad influence is probably because mama wasn't there, because daddy wasn't there, because nobody cared. Could be, I don't know. No one damn thing. I tried my damnedest to keep my 7 boys away from it. My damnedest. Okay. And then lo and behold, the Fool card. Now this is the crazy part too. I just realized because I had to look up his sign so I could kind of be like, yeah, we talking about him. I did not know Eminem was a Aquarius moon. Never knew. Had no idea. No idea. But we have the Fool card right here. You know? And it talks about ignorantness, it talks about rashness and impulsiveness. Ain't that sad? As a black person on the inside, this is how he feels at times, or things that he deals with as being a black person on the inside, but presented as something else on the outside. You know, I'm trying to be nice how I say it because I don't want to offend nobody. That's never my intentions. I love everybody. Everything is black and white to me, if you ask me. Either you dark, you purple, you darker skin. I just be fucking with people. My kids get on my nerves. I be like, you purple motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's just dark, you know. But everything to me is really black and white because either you light skin, dark skin, or white. It's just black and white. It is what it is, you know. So that's that right there. Now, I want to pull some tarot just to see was there anything else when it comes to the character cards regarding how it feels to be Eminem when it presented as yeah. So at the bottom of the wait, hold on. Wait, I didn't I shuffled these cards really, really good, but because they can be in any direction, I didn't put them all in the correct position. So I just picked up this deck, and then look what we have at the bottom of the deck. We have the devil, and it's in the reverse. And it says, released from bondage, removing the chains. Instability, dependence, feeling at the top, feeling at the end of your rope. You know, these are my confirmation cards to kind of make sure if I get confused or if I'm staying on point. And with this devil card coming out in the reverse, I kind of feel like, yeah, I'm still on point. I'm still okay. Because with release bondage right here, this is all that I felt like, especially with this magician card being in the reverse right here. With this transcending, changing, with this prism thing, seeing things differently, okay? Removing the chains, breaking the chains. In Black culture, it could be in other cultures, but we always talk about break every chain, break every chain, break every chain, except for my Cuban link. Yeah. Shh. Listen. We always talk about break every chain. So I still feel like, yes, like that bondage, needs to be broken with the devil card right here. Being in reverse, so it's possible. Removing these chains, releasing yourself from bondage. Like I said with the prism, even though old boy from Hurricane was in prison, his mind wasn't. And I feel like everything is like a mind frame and how we think about things. Even me, I'm guilty of it too. So I'm never gonna say anything that I don't have experience in. But anyway, when it comes to clarification or anything, is there anything else the tarot would like to say to Eminem moving forward? Hold on. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on. I did pick it up in the reverse because I guess I did turn them all over in case they flew out in the wrong way. See, I be on top of my shit. Hey, I ain't gonna play you. I admit my wrong. So I did pick it up because they all in the fucking reverse. They all in the fucking reverse. I just looked at them. So now let's turn it the other way. Addiction, depression, mental health issues, egos, obsession, cheating, sexuality, materialism, powerless, hopelessness, abusive, violence, and assault. Well, damn! That's how you feel about a nigga? No. Listen. Yes. Spelled right. It sounds about right. But now that we know what the opposite of that is, we got to break every chain. Break every chain, boy. Lord have mercy. Why? Because prosperity. Because fuck all that. Get to the money. You got the Ace of Pentacles. Why does every chain need to be break? Why does these addictions and everything? Because you're spending too much money on it, black folks. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just fucking with y'all for real. Anything else regarding that portion right there for confirmation, please, for Eminem? Anything else, Spirit? How does it feel to be a black person trapped in a white person's body? Don't shoot me. I love y'all. How does it feel, Eminem, to be a black... Wow. Wow. Well, I'm going to read this card last. Okay? Because at the bottom of the deck. I wanna see what this is. Ah, same shit. Same shit that I had said earlier when we had just with the confirmation. Um, remember we had the Ace of Pen. I said the Ace of Pennies. Remember I said we had the Ace of Pentacles. Guess what? We have the Queen of Pentacles, and it talks about prosperity. I said, why do we need to break all the chains? Why do the addictions and things? It said because it's get back to the money. Focus on the money. Okay, that we need the money in order for us to um, uh, get around in life. Money is a tool. It's a tool. That's all money is. It's just a tool. And I think when people realize that money is just a tool, then especially when it comes to the black community, when they realize that money is just a tool, I think things might be a little better. And I feel like I'm okay to say that because it says, well, let me read what this says. It says, someone concerned with the welfare of others. And I think that's what the message is. This is how it feels. Confirmation to be a black person trapped in a white person's body. You know, it says someone's concerned with the welfare of others. Okay, so with this abundance card coming out, it's like when it comes to the money, it could probably be maintained a little bit better. And you know what? I kind of agree with that. I think that's another reason why I really like Eminem. And maybe I missed a video or two, or maybe I missed a song on one of his albums, but I rarely hear him talking about all these trips, and I don't really hear extravagant lifestyle. Maybe he does, but I don't really hear that in his music. And I think it's not that a nigga a bum or anything like that. It's just that most people relate to what they can relate to. And I relate, it's Eminem, what he talks about is very relatable. It's like that nigga keep it a buck. He keep it a buck. The good, the bad, all of it. He keep it. He say a lot of shit that most people only think about. And even when they think about it, they be like, shit, what? Nah. You know? Because you have to be too worried about what everybody else going to feel about what it is that you thinking and how you feeling. You worried about how everybody else going to feel about your truth. And the only person you should be concerned about your truth and living your truth is you. For real. No bullshit, no bullshit. Shay no give you no bullshit. Shay no give you no bullshit. For real. Clarity. With clarity, we got the Ace of Swords. So we just had the Ace of Pentacles, and now we got the Ace of Swords. We got this Queen of Pentacles coming out again, coming out in abundance. So I think what Eminem possibly would want the black community to know, is when it comes to how he feels about being like a black person, is to focus on your money and make better decisions and choices with it. You know, there's absolutely nothing like my guy. He just went and bought a 2500. He got that bitch, and you know, maybe it was necessary. Maybe it was needed. You know, it is what it is. But when you have your money, just make better choices and decisions with it. There's nothing wrong with going on vacation. There's nothing wrong with having a nice ass motherfucking car when you going to some nice ass motherfucking places. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I remember it when I was in my 20s. I told my kids, look, I got 8 of you motherfuckers. I need 7 cars. Each one of y'all need to buy y'all mama a car. But that's how I was thinking, like back then, you know. But as you get older, it's kind of like, bro, no. So I think just moving forward when it comes to finances and looking at it on the black side, how it feels, probably be a little bit more mindful with the spending of the money, something to that extent. And then when I pulled that card, we got maybe, and it talks about the Seven of Swords. And it talks about being dishonest and risky behavior and enemies and spying and people acting like they friends, but they really not. Strategic. Enemies, misquanders, cheating and theft and underhanded. I don't know if this could be, if this could have anything to do with the people that could be around you when it comes to money and things of that nature, or the trickery that in our minds when it comes to money. It could go either way. You know, sometimes people are only around you because of your money. But then when your money gone, then they gone. And that's definitely like in real life too, especially when it comes to these celebrities. Once they're no longer hot and once they don't longer have money to spend on other people, that's when people decide to disappear because you're no longer useful to them. You're useless. You're useless. They don't need you no more, so they go to the next cash cow or somebody that they could benefit from financially, you know. So maybe people just need to maybe look at situations a little differently, you know. And maybe that could have a lot to do with the clarification up here. I don't know. Or I could just be reaching. No, I wasn't reaching. I wasn't reaching. And the reason why I say that is because of the card that I just pulled. And the first thing I seen up here, it says returning to one's roots at the top with the Six of Cups right here. And our roots is basically our beginnings. We all done slept on the motherfucking floor on a hard ass motherfucking pallet, and it was like all that. We all done had to take baths in the tub with our cousins and shit. It is what it is. We all done lapped up in the motherfucking Buick going to the parks or different family events. Those are our roots. You know, you have to return back to your roots because that's where it all begins. When you didn't have all the fame and the fortune and all of that, and everything was normal. Yep. Like I tell everybody, the dumbest shit I ever said. And it's how I be looking. I can't wait till I'm grown. And you know my black ass said it. You know my black ass said it. I couldn't wait. The dumbest shit. The dumbest shit. Because nobody tells you when you get grown, everything falls on you. Nobody told me that. Duh, you would think, okay, well, you should know this, but you don't. You know you didn't. You was just ready to be grown. Okay? You ain't, cause all you ever heard, you ain't grown, you can't do that. You think you grown? You smelling your nuts? You smelling yourself? You smelling your ass? Yes. Whew, man. Truth be told, I would have stayed home till I was 30. I would have stayed home until I was 30. But I left when I was 19. I left home when I was 19. I would have stayed a little longer. Because guess what? I didn't get it until I was 30. It didn't click in until I was 30. Yep. But anyway, let's keep moving. Let's keep on moving. Now, let me just put this here. Damn. Then we got the Emperor. We got the Emperor. Go figure. Um, yeah. So I want to use these cards over here, which are my villain cards, my Disney villain cards. I want to use these cards over here. And a lot of people look at Eminem as being the villain, you know, trying to act like he's black and he's not, and all this and that. I want to use the villain cards to see how Eminem feels, who's the real villain. Okay, so let's just go and see. At the bottom of the deck, we have the, okay, wait a minute, I can't see. All right, I have to make sure. Now I have to read them goddamn numeral numbers all the time. Yeah, I have to count them, motherfucker. But I don't want to say the wrong thing. But we have the Six of Coins, and once again, it's interesting because we know the Six of Coins is all about. I always say balance, giving and receiving. That's what I always say, and we roll back around to it as Eminem being a Libra, and Libra is all about balancing things out. And I feel like how he feels is that when it comes to the villains or whatever, there should be a balance. Like maybe he feels as if there isn't a balance, like they're not being fair. You know, this is not right. It's not equal. You know, I could be wrong, but that's what I feel. I thought it was 7 at first. But anyway, lo and behold, look at here. We got the star card. He's a Aquarius moon. I didn't know that. So yeah, he doesn't feel like things are balanced. You know, people don't, you know, people ain't right. They look at mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all. He don't feel like motherfuckers is fair when it comes to him. So who is the real villain, Eminem? Who is the real villain? How do you see the people who say you want to be this and you want to be that, and you be like, I am whatever you say I am, but I'm just me? How do you feel about the people who say you trying to be something that you're not, Eminem? They tell me I be trying to be a tarot reader. I'm like, I ain't signed up for this, but I like it. Okay. Who's the real villain here, Eminem? That there because I'm not for sure. I'm gonna put it sideways. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Y'all gonna love it. So we got these 3 cards over here. And it's interesting because we got the 5 of Wands. We got the 5 of Wands. We got the Devil. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. And this is what I'm hearing. First they love me, then they hate me. First they love me, then they hate me. This is what I'm hearing in my head. First they love me, then they hate me. That's a song. That's a song. I always get them mixed up. I think it's by. I think it's Royce the 5'9". I really love him too. I love his music. Shout out to the Midwest. I think that's what he got a song. It'd be like, come on down these roads. First they love me, then they hate me. You know, and that's really how it is. Because sometimes people love Eminem and sometimes people hate Eminem all the time. And the way I'm coming up with that is we got this Five of Wands right here, then we got the Devil card, then we got the Wheel of Fortune. Like the Wheel of Fortune can be up and the Wheel of Fortune could be down. It's in the correct position right now, but listen, it's right next to the Devil, and we got the Five of Wands right here. So let's read it. Let's read it. Where's the book? Okay. So we're gonna read it in order. We're gonna. Can I get some? Can I get some of my monster, please? Can I get some of my monster? Hold on. Y'all know I got to have some of my monster. Okay. Let's go to the. Let's go to the Five of Wands. Right here. It's in the correct position. And it says, there's conflict within a collaboration in your life. Ain't this a collaboration? There's conflict within a collaboration in your life. That the Five of Wands, that's what it had started off with. There's a conflict between a collaboration. Two people is a collabro. Is a collabro, right? Mm-hmm. Listen, the Devil and the Wheel of Fortune, that's, whoo, you know. If I was a betting motherfucker, I would say that's some good shit. The Devil and the Wheel of I say that's some good shit. But there's a conflict within a collaboration in your life and causing chaos. It says blaming others won't move things along. Instead, control your frustration and try to get everyone on the same page. Calm communication. Calm communication. Try to get everybody on the same page. Now, I haven't even got to these cards over here. But what I will tell you is we do got a page or something over here. We got this card say page or something. I ain't going to tell you what it say. But what I know in this book on this page, it says, trying to get everybody on the same page. And I know there's a page in my hand right here, but I ain't going to tell you what it say. What kind of page it is. Because I'm controlling the frustration right now that's going through your head. What is it? Trying to get everyone on the same page with calm communication. How fucking hard is it to get everybody on the same motherfucking page when you got the motherfucking Devil right here? Because the Devil is always fucking up shit. And that's how he feel about y'all. Motherfuckers who be coming for him. Always fucking up shit. Always fucking up shit. There's always a problem. There's always a conflict. It's always an issue. Motherfuckers always got something to say. But then when the next motherfucker open up their mouth and say something, ooh, they shouldn't have said it. Ooh, you can't say that. Better not. Anyway. Let's see. Let's go to the Devil. Let's go to the Devil. They got the Wheel of Fortune right there. Where the Devil at though? They going in order. There we go. No, that's the Death. Sorry. Here we go. So let's go to the Devil because that's next. It says the powerful, mysterious, clean bog. It says exerts a potent influence over his dancing minions. I had just said this Devil, this Wheel of Fortune card. If I was a better motherfucker, woo! The powerful and the mysterious Eminem. Because that's how y'all look at him. Y'all look at him as him being the Devil. Mhm. It says exerts a potent influence over his dancing minions. Some people feel like he's in a position to cause conflict and chaos because of the influences he has over his minions. And his minions would be people, people, humans. See, that's the thing. They only want certain people controlling the narrative, and Eminem can't be that motherfucker to do that because that'll fuck up everything. Let's just talk about it. We ain't gonna talk about it, but it would. Okay? It says, who are content with their fate as their throne into the volcanic fire of Ball Mountain. The Devil's Tarot card represents vice and destructive behavior, but reminds you that, like Bog, I don't know who he is, minions, you have a choice whether or not to participate in them. Oh my God. Becky, look at her butt. I'm only saying that because remember we had that gang card, and I talked about that earlier. And I was like, you have a choice. I said, I said the choice is it doesn't have to be a choice. I think I said something like that, right? So it still boiling down to why blame me? Why put the blame on me? I'm just one person. I have a lot of influence over others, so you'll blame me as if I'm the bad person. And that's where the smoke and mirrors and things like that nature come in. But let's just go to the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. I know it's like right here. Because I had saw it. Oh, yes, right here. So it says, just as the Maleficent curse spins the wheel, changes the curse of Aura's life. The Wheel of Fortune represents what the hell? Represents movement and sudden changes in lux and twist of faith. Pivot. Sorry. Um Movement and twist of faith. So obviously when there is chaos and there's conflict and there is no communication, obviously the devil will be here. Okay, or at least that's how they try to present it. But with the Wheel of Fortune, it talks about with the aura, the magnificent aura, either it's going to be up or it's going to be down. So that's how I feel like, don't blame me, when, first they love me, then they hate me, then they love you again. Don't put me in that position. Don't put me in that position. And I feel like that's basically what Eminem is saying right here. Okay? Something to that extent. Not word for word, because I couldn't read it from word for word, but you know what I'm trying to say. Shit, you should by now. Hell, I can't keep saying I'm new, goddammit. I can't keep saying that now. It's been almost 3 years now. I can't keep saying it. Now you know what I mean. Shit. Now, let's go over here. We're going to get to the bottom of the deck, too. Let's go over here and let's talk about what that page, it was a page of cups. Wait, did I show y'all this? Yeah, I showed y'all. That's the Five of Wands. That's the Devil. And that's the Wheel of Fortune. Let's go over here to this Page of Cups. It was the Page of Cups. Let's see what the Page of Cups talks about. Oh, where the hell is the Page of Cups? Oh, it was on the next motherfucking page. Anyway, it says the Page of Cups represents someone shy and gentle, like Captain Hook's first mate, the bubbling Mr. Sheen. Though Mr. Sheen's lacked the ruthlessness the ruthlessness. It says, where it go? It says, fuck, I missed it. It says the Page of Cups represents someone's shy and gentle nature, like Captain Hook's first mate. The bumbling Mr. Sheen, though Mr. Sheen lacks the ruthlessness of a typical pirate, his fierce loyalty to the Captain Hook is enduring. Sometimes this tarot card suggests an important message about love or friends or is on the way. Keep your eyes peeled. I talked about loyalty earlier with the dog. And this is crazy that we got the devil to come out and how people view this man. And really all he is just a loyal person. He's not ruthlessness, like he's not ruthless like that. He's just, he would prefer y'all to see him like this gentle person, but loyal, right? See, this is almost like this is the ugly side, this is the black side. This is the not so black side. Loyal to whomever and not ruthless. Too harsh, you know what I'm saying? So maybe people would like to see more of this Page of Cups right here when it comes to Eminem. Or maybe this is how Eminem feels on the outside. Or maybe some view him this way. I don't know. Now, I'm curious about this card because it's sideways. So let's just flip it over and see what it says. At the end of the day, get back to the money, honey. Get back to the money, honey. I thought that what it was. So, shit, whether you feel I'm good or bad versus evil, it's a good fucking album. What you should really be focusing on is this 9 of Pentacles right here. That's it. That's all. See? And you see it sideways. So, I don't know if I ever hear anybody really talk about Eminem's money and how much money. See, that's crazy. I didn't even Google to see how much money he made. Because I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck. But 9 of Pentacles right here. Let's just read it. Then you know what? No, don't read the 9 of Pentacles. Read the last card. Gotcha. Lock. Aye, Captain Hook. Who I am. Whoever you say I am. Listen. Because this was at the bottom of the deck. Ace of Wands. Okay. Let's read it. It says the Ace of Wands indicate major opportunities to show off your creative prowess are headed your way. Ooh, creative prowess are heading your way. This is a great time for brainstorming. Because you're feeling inspired and full of great ideas, pursue creative projects with positivity and enthusiasm. Your potential is limited. Bottom line, fuck all the dumb shit. Fuck how you feel. Fuck why you feel that way. I'm going to keep getting to this money and I'm going to keep being creative. You can see me however the fuck you want to see me, but I am whoever I say that I am. I am the magician, not you. I can change all of this shit around if I choose to. I can go back to my roots if I choose to. I could be a deceitful motherfucker. Or I can let people be deceitful towards me. Or I can continue to have clarity and have this abundance coming through. Holler if you hear me. Ow! But that wasn't a holler. Ah! Holler? Well, enough of that. Let's get over to the last part of this here reading. And I would like to see if there was any messages in here for Eminem from his mother and his father's. My condolences. I did not know his mom and dad had passed away. Nobody told me. Nobody told me. All right. So I'm going to use these cards right here. Are there any messages for Eminem from his parents, his mother and his father? Any messages, Spirit, please? Wow. Y'all ain't gonna believe it. I swear, man, communication. All these cards are I pre-shuffled them up and I don't look at them. Because that would like ruin the surprise of what the fuck it is. Like seriously, this shit crazy. But communication, and it's crazy because I never even looked at these cards. I only use these cards on certain people, and them certain people know who they is that I use these cards on. Because I be doing readings for certain people, but we ain't gonna go here. They know who they is. Big people. But anyway, communication in the tarot world. Communication, and it's number 10. And in this picture, it's a tree, and it's like two faces. If you look real good, it's two faces. So this number 2 has been out here, out here, out here. You know, damn, my incense is out. Fuck. But that does say communication. And, oh, did you see the two little faces? It's like two faces on there, see? All right. Spirit, is there any messages for Eminem from his mother and father? Please. Y'all see that? Wow. I don't know how that had happened, but this card somehow is faced up. I ain't do that. Number 35, and it talks about the tree of life. First we get communication, then we get the tree of life. Let's read it. And then we get number 35. Hold on, where my notes at? Where my notes at? We get number 35. And Eminem is 53. But if you flip 35, you got 53. And you saw how this card had flipped over. I didn't do that. I was shuffling. I wasn't even looking at the cards when I was shuffling. I was zoned out there. Auto zone. Get in the zone. Auto zone. I was on auto zone that way. But he's 53. And this is 35. And it was flipped over. That'd be crazy to me. So, see, y'all can see it. See, look, look. Lift that up. Lift that up. And these was the doop, doop, doop. I said doop, doop, doop. And when I said doop, doop, it turned. Wow. I just happened to look at the card that was at the bottom. But let's just read what it says, because this is supposed to be messages from his mother and from his father. So let's see what it says. I think I'm gonna go to Minnesota. it says the tree of, oh, I'm not going to read all of this, but it says the tree of life. It says knowledge surrounds you. Reconnect with nature today. Okay. It says you have received this card as the universe wants you to get back to your roots and ground your soul. I don't have to read no more. I don't have to read no more. I don't have to, because we talked about roots earlier with returning to one's roots, right? With this Six of Cups, where we talked about the roots, and you get your roots from your mama, and you get your roots from your daddy. Whether them roots is good, whether them roots is bad, they just roots. You can continue to let them grow and flourish if they're good roots. And if they bad, you can dig them bitches up and toss them and place them with something good. I'm going to Minnesota. And I'm going to leave it right there. The Tree of Life. Psychic reading cards indicate that you are not isolated. It is a message that you are deeply connected to the world around you and within it. Damn, M. So, what I feel like is, yeah, mom and father want you to know that you are part of them and they are part of you. You are not isolated. You are surrounded. That's crazy. I feel like if Eminem wanted to connect somehow, some way, communicate with his people, I think this is where he's finna be with this transition, and I feel like he's finna transition to another level where he might can make those connections that maybe he wasn't able to make in the physical, you feel me? And be able to do it in the spiritual, whatever connections he didn't have with his mother and his father. That's how I feel. And when I lifted that card up, on the back of it, it had hand, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it had hands. And hands, I think this particular card for hands talks about clocks. I'm not for sure, I have to look at it. But when I think about hands, I think about helping hands, someone reaching out to help and assist. But let's just go over to it and see what it says. It says number 15. So let's go over. See, and flip it. It says hands. But let's go over to number 15. So it could have been something that transpired at around a teenage age, somewhere about 14, 15, 16. 14, 15, and 16, I think, are very vital times for teenagers because, Lord have mercy, 14, 15, 16 for me, baby. I know I seem all nice and cute and everything, and I'm fucking rough as fuck at that age. I ain't give a fuck. I didn't. It felt like life had already beat a motherfucker up. So I ain't give a fuck. Sorry. Shit. Hands. It says, your hands are activated to allow you to touch, heal, and create. Yeah. Hell yeah. Fucking knows. Hell yeah. Touch, heal, and create. He finna be touched by an angel. He finna create some shit. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the whole entire universe. Straight up. I think his people wants him to know he could be a bigger force and reckon in this world than he is, and not to dim himself down because of what everybody else may say or think. I mean, it's like, remember I said at 14, 15, I felt like a nigga had already been already been beat up. It's like you already done been beat the fuck up. What's the worst that can happen? Keep doing you, son. Keep doing you. New York. And I know Eminem is Detroit, right? For sure. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck I said New York. Is his parents from New York or I don't know. I don't know. But let's just keep going. Hold on. Hold on, excuse me. I just want to Google something right quick. I'm so sorry. Let me see something right quick. Who the fuck texted me? Ah, shit. I hope I ain't got lipstick on my goddamn shit. Hold on, I want to see something. I just want to look up something right quick. Because I know damn well I ain't tripping. Well, then I don't know what the fuck that was there for. I don't know why I said that. All right. Maybe somebody know what New York have to do with something. I don't know. But anyway, let's just keep it moving. And seeing that these cars are like this already, I think I'm going to turn these over, these two, and see what they say. All right. All right, we got number 12. Where's the book? All right, so we got number 12. And number 12 talks about, now is your time to soar. Do not fear that you will fall. Okay, and I just said something to that extent. Like, he has so much more to offer the world, but may be afraid. And I'm thinking, like, with this soar coming out, now is your time to soar. Do not fear that you will fall. Do not fear you will fail in a certain situation. You're here for a reason and you have a purpose. Let's go. Wow. Wow. Number 12, and we got Eagle. Now, the reason why I'm wilding it out is because once I turn this card over, we got white light, and it's number 36. And it's crazy because it's like 35, 36. Hell, if I turn this motherfucker over and it say anything about 34 or 37, I know something. I know something. Because that's crazy, ain't it? Number 9, coins. Get back to the money, honey. Get back to the money. That did say white light, though. And number 36. So, we got number 9. And it talks about coins. So, let's go to number 9 and see what number 9 has to say. When I think about white light, personally, we are talking about the communication from his mother and father who have passed on. White light, you think about angels and things of that nature. That's how I'm viewing that, okay? Number 9, it says, finding a coin is a sign that a loved one is making contact. I just told you, if he wants to communicate, if he wants to communicate with them, he's going to be able to do that now when he wasn't in the physical. Okay, now I could have said, ooh, this about the money. Get back to the money, honey, because that's all my goof ass have been said. I didn't feel that way. I didn't. It's all about a feeling. I didn't feel that way. So his family, he paid attention to the signs. It'd be coins. It'd be coins around. And I know that's kind of generic because that's usually how it is for everybody. But hey, He's just like everybody else, regardless of his color. Power to the people. Um, yeah. Now, I said I know something if I know. Just kidding. Now back to the money, honey. Now they said, listen, seriously, now you can get back to the money, honey. How you gonna have coins and then you gonna have number one? Abundance. Now back to the money, honey. Fuck what they talking about. Keep living how you living. Because I know he used to always talk about trailer parks and all this and that. I guarantee you a nigga ain't in no trailer park right now. Guarantee you. But I don't really see him being in this big ass mansion either. Damn. Where does Eminem live at? Let's ask. Because I don't know. Let me ask. Where does Eminem live?
Eminem is known for his connection to Detroit, Michigan, but he currently lives privately in the Detroit area, possibly in Oakland County, though his exact location remains undisclosed.
Okay. Detroit roots. Well, shit. Maybe he's somewhere in Detroit. I mean, maybe he's somewhere in Michigan, ducked off, away from the world. I don't know. But I still want to know why the fuck that New York shit was coming out. I don't know. But let's just put this up here and this here, and I'm gonna use these cards. We almost done. I'm gonna use these cards for last messages for Eminem from his mother, father. We have at the bottom of the deck the Five of Swords, and it talks about winning at all costs. Okay. And then we got the Ten of Coins, family, tradition, legacy, material wealth, and financial security. Home is where the heart is. Wow. Home is where the heart is. Conflict. Number 15. Where was number 15? Number 15. Number 15. So 10 and 5 is 15, and we had hands right here earlier. So what I feel like what this is saying when it comes to the message from his parents is money, home is where the heart is. And I think we kind of talked about that as far as money being a tool, all this, that, and the other. But it's really family, love, and great health, what's like the most important thing. And I think his parents may want him to always remember that, because there was a time probably when motherfuckers didn't have money, but now that you got the money, conflict and winning at all costs, you may have won the battle, but was it worth it? Was it worth it? So that's why I be feeling like sometimes when people say about hook or crook, oh, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna do what I need to do, but at the end of the day, like, is it all worth it? Money is just a tool. We use it so we can be able to live, but not to, be the way that most people are when they become rich. There's nothing wrong with having money at all. Hell, at all. But it is something wrong when you don't be humble. First they love you, then they hate you. You have to be humble. I don't care who you are. I don't care what color you are. You have to be humble. Ain't nobody hating about how nobody got anything. Yeah, my ear ringing. You just have to be humble with it. Sometimes people come from a place and then forget where they came from. I don't see Eminem like that. I feel like he is like one of the most humblest rappers out here. You know, he ain't out here having a gang of kids, having 25 baby mamas. You feel me? Ain't worried about all this goddamn child support going off to different motherfuckers, sleeping with different women. You know, he just ain't that guy. I mean, I don't know him personally, but I know he ain't got a gang of kids. As far as I know, he got one. He talks about all the time. hmm So to close out this message, is there any last thing that Eminem mother or father would love to say to him to close out this reading? We got white light, coins, and hands here. Any last messages, please, for Eminem? Oh no. That's three. That's three. And I got one that fell. Wow. I got one that fell on the floor. I can see it. It's kind of like this. Well, let's pick it up off the floor. Ah, here we go. But it's faced up. I can see it. I'm going to just put it here. I'm going to put it right in the middle. Something said put it right in the middle. So, to close out this reading for Eminem, regarding messages from his mom or father or both, this is what we have. I can't see these. So let's just talk about over here. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords talks about balancing the heart and the head to make the best decision. Now, if I'm not mistaken, when I started off this reading, it talked about direction and it talked about discernment. When I started it off, right. So I think that's how it's ending too. Balance, choices, difficult decisions, compromise, and inner conflict. Transcending, having strength, resisting, prism. And this is air here. Now, I'm not going to read these because they all face down. We're going to leave them for last. But we have this Page of Cups coming out again. And once again, it's weird because it's doing this shit right here. It's coming out to the side again, which is crazy to me. But it was on the floor. And it says, love or an apology is on the horizon. It talks about new beginnings, creative inspiration, and it talks about artistic expression. All right. So it definitely looks like he's finna have some type of new beginning somewhere in his life. All right, so this is really good with the Page of Cups. He may not be ready for it with it coming out sideways like this, or he may not be expecting it, but his parents is letting him know, sending this message to him that there's definitely going to be some type of transition for him moving forward. Now, the first card that we got three of them, and the first card I can see, wow. The first one I could see is the Four of Pentacles, and it says, don't hold on too tightly, but remember, savings are important too. That's all we done talked about. Somewhat. Okay. Now, that's the Four of Pentacles. Now, the next card I see is the Queen of Wands right here. And the Queen of Wands says, your warmth and your confidence inspire those around you. So, keep being you. This could be coming from his mom. Keep being you. You know what I'm saying? Your warmth and your confidence inspire those around you. I think I'm inspired by him because I still see him as humble. Most people may see him as this outrageous, flamboyant son of a bitch. I don't see him that way. I see him as being something that most people would want to be. Being able to be unapologetically you and don't give a fuck about who has anything to say about it. A lot of people wish they could be that way, but they're too afraid of what the next person might feel about how they feel. And that's crazy to me. Those are your feelings. How is somebody going to feel weird about how you feel? That's crazy to me. I mean, I don't know. That's just how I think. And then the last card says, celebrate the love within every relationship and friendship. Celebration, friendship, community, friendship, creativity. He would love to be, in a perfect world, he would love to be loved by both sides, regardless. Both sides. Both sides. He would love to be loved by both sides and celebrate together. Yeah. So that's that. Now, Page of Cups. Now let's look at these three that we can't see. Then we done, y'all. So I want to keep it going. And I'll turn this one over. Ace of Pentacles. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Success and prosperity lies ahead. I just said with this Page of Cups, he finna have a new beginning. Okay? Ace of Pentacles there. So, more confirmation from his mom or father. Turn this over. Both. My bad. We got the Hierophant up here. Okay? It says tradition is the wisdom of the ancestors. It's both of them. My bad. I can't see through the cards. I'm glad I did it the way I did it. We have number 8. And it says, feeling trapped by own limitations, belief. Don't forget you have the power to break free. Turn that Magician around. Don't forget you have the power to break free. Feeling trapped. Mental imprisonment. Mental, and then look. I know that the prison thing is, but look when I removed it. Liberation, baby. And then gratitude. I'm telling you, I don't know. I got a feeling we probably finna hear a little bit more from Eminem in 2026. And I welcome it. I'll go buy another goddamn album. Stop fucking playing. But yeah, this is the 8 of Swords. And it's interesting. We had a lot of air come out. He is an air sign, but we definitely had those balancing scales come out for him a whole hell of a lot, especially by him being a Libra. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading for Eminem. This is going to be the last celebrity reading of this year. Okay, remember it is December 27th, and it's probably around close to 1:30 probably, because it was like 1:11 when I looked at the clock. So yeah, and that's what I have for Eminem. How does it feel to be you, in other words? With that being said, I am Queen Vanshay Tarot. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And thank you guys. I'm out.